All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Curtis over at Oakwood Intermediate, and today we're going to be going over the rest tree. Make sure you have your worksheet next to you so that we can fill it out as we go. The rest tree works pretty much the same as the note tree does, as when we work from our way from top to bottom, the rhythms are going to be splitting in half in value. Just like on the note tree, your very top symbol right here, this is a whole rest. And we've written it inside the staff to give you a little bit of perspective, and I'll explain that in a second. But off to the left-hand side, left, you're going to write whole, W-H-O-L-E, rest. Underline it. Cool. Now, if we split a whole rest in half, imagine like you got a big pizza or cookie. We're going to take the whole rest, split it in half. You get 2 equal parts, 2 halves. So this breaks into 2 half rests. Again, underline that. Now, you can tell the whole rest and the half rest look pretty similar, but the way to tell them apart, the whole rest, it weighs more because it has more beats inside of it, so it hangs down from the line. It's too heavy, so it has to hang. And then the half rests, they're worth less beats and they're a little bit lighter, so they can sit comfortably on top of the line. They don't have to hang down from it. Whole rest hangs down, half rest sits on top of the line. All right, now we're going to split those in half. These should look pretty familiar. These little Z's on top of C's, these are quarter rests. And along the bottom, you split a quarter rest in half, you get 1/8 rests. Make sure you underline that. This is exactly the same as your note tree. Whole, half, quarter, 1/8, as you break each one in half. So, given that, notice the names are even the same. Like we had a whole note, we also have a whole rest. So here's my question, is if a whole note was worth 4 beats, how many beats do you think a whole rest would be worth? If you're guessing it's also 4 beats, you would be correct. So underneath what you've labeled, make sure you write 4 in parentheses. So you'll have the label and then the number of beats underneath it. You break a whole rest in 2, we get half rests. Each one of them is worth 2 beats because we broke our total of 4 into 2 equal halves. Cool, so underneath that, you're going to write 2 in parentheses. You break 2 in half into 2 equal parts, and just like quarter notes, quarter rests are also worth 1 beat. You break 1 into 2 equal halves, and you get 2 halves. You can write that either as a fraction or decimals, whichever you are most comfortable with. So far on your sheet, you should have a label for each one of these symbols, as well as a total value or the number of beats each one of these symbols is worth. Every row should add up to 4. So this one whole rest, that's worth 4 beats on its own. Then we have 2 half rests. 2 and 2 equals 4. We have 4 quarter rests, each worth 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 8 eighth rests, each one are worth half a beat. So total that makes up 4 beats. And from there you have your rest tree. Good luck. Make sure you submit a complete picture of this labeled with beats to your assignment. Have a good afternoon.